Hey, what's up guys? I have been playing Insurgency Sandstorm now for what feels like forever. When you're in the war zone, whew, it's a tough one. There's bullets flying, there's a lot going on, and sometimes the game is that brutal you don't know if your aim settings are wrong, off, or maybe you just got caught in the open and they're absolutely perfect. But I have been playing for long enough now to tell you that I believe my settings are the settings to use for especially slower paced gameplay. If you want to get up and close, you can still use this sensitivity settings, but they're not going to be as clutch because you need to have your head on a swivel, especially when you're going through doors. But mine are very much slower for more methodical clears of buildings, also holding long range sniper lanes. So you don't really have to figure out if you're wanting to play long for the day or you're wanting to play short. All right, so let's have a look at the game controls. Allow lesson hints. Let's have these off. We know the buttons by now. At least if you're watching this video, you've probably played a little bit and got to grips with the game. So we're going to leave that off. Everything else should pretty much be standard. View bob camera animation. A lot of people actually have this off. I like it. Adds a bit of realism, a bit of actual movement within the game. Apart from that, show compass I have off. A lot of people like it on so they know coordinates of how to attack with the teammates in such buildings, say 290. They know exactly where that building is. I like to have it off. I don't like the clutter on my screen. I like it to be very clean so I know I can see everything at any time. There are sometimes I wish I had this on, but very rarely, so we keep it off, at least in my settings. Everything else we'll keep as default here. Let's have a look at controls. Then auto lean we're having off. We're not going to do anything with that because we want to have the manual control. We don't want the game trying to choose what we're doing. Sometimes you might want to lean around the corner, sometimes you don't, and if it's going to auto lean you and put you into line of fire, that is exactly what we do not want, because you'll be dead, especially in this game where peaks can be lethal. Controller layout, we have gone for modern. This is basically just switching your gun swap from RB, I believe it is, to the Y button, which is much nicer, especially if you've been playing COD, PUBG, stuff like that. It'll feel a lot more natural to you. So the look X and Y is 1.2. I believe this has been upped slightly, so I can look around fairly quickly, but it doesn't really go off the charts, which is nice. Aim sensitivity curve is the linear option, which is one-to-one mapping, which is nice. It doesn't do anything crazy, just keeps things exactly how they should feel every time you touch the pad. ADS sends is actually 0.7, so this is kind of like weird. I don't know why I chose to have this like one up. I feel like I had it at 0.6 because I nudged them all down, so when I get my aim on somebody and I do ADS, they're locked. They will just die. There's no way I can miss. You'll see people that have too high sensitivities and you'll see them whiff. They'll go left, right, and maybe they'll catch a headshot. This will actually keep you. You can really full stick to the right and it will just stay on that target as they're running across the street, and you'll just notice yourself hitting more shots at most ranges with this. So as you can see, all of my scopes, apart from the 4x scope, because this is a scope that you're going to use a lot with your marksman rifles. We're talking your MK14s and your SVDs. Also, many rifles that you use in single fire with a 4x scope. Just like to have that bit extra speed so you can track, because it seems to be a bit funky with these scopes at range. So I just hope that just a little bit. And so yeah, as you can see, most of it's 0.6, a little bit of a 0.7 there on the 4x scope. FAV scales with scope and with field of view. We'll talk about that in just a second. So here's the aim dampening strength. So there is an aim assist in this game, but there is a dampening. So when you get your aim on someone, it'll slow it down just barely. But you'll notice it more with these settings. So you'll feel like you're getting that extra pull. It won't make you aim in the right place or track a player like aim assist would, but it would just keep that that target just on lock that little bit easier. And the radius scale, so we've dampened this, we've actually taken this down a notch because this is going to make the dampening kick in just that little later, so you actually have to get a better aim on them. So if you're aiming just to the left of them on the previous settings, you will have the aim slowing down already, but you're actually already missing your target. So it takes longer for that aim to drag across. But with this, it just comes in that little bit easier to win those gunfights. I believe the dampening ease in is actually still at 80. I don't think I've changed that. Vibrations, it's whatever you guys want. My pad actually doesn't have any vibrations in. I've changed my left stick and my right stick dead zones down to pretty much where it's not going to move on my screen at all, which is lovely. For the video gamma 2.2, I don't think I've changed this. I've changed it on my actual monitor myself. The field of view, I've put it to 90. Any higher, I felt like I couldn't see people at range when I'm not using scopes, when I'm trying to use those irons on the MK18 carbine. I like to keep that all close quarters with the iron sights, but also you still want that one tap potential at range even though you're not running a scope. Motion blur off, get this gone. It's horrible, I hate it in every game. Instantly off. This will let you turn and not feel like you're getting nauseous when everything starts to blur around you. It feels horrific. Dismemberment on, why not? Blood going everywhere, arms going everywhere, it's brilliant. And then yeah, so the biggest thing I found with this game was when people talk in game chat. I love it. What I don't like was that radio beep, the beep 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 every time someone talks. We hit the chat mark, we turn that off, we're still getting the comms, and it still feels great. If you want the full immersive experience of where the comms are beeping, 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 fine, keep it off if that's what you like. But I promise you, if you play for 6 hours, 8 hours a day like me, it will drive you absolutely insane. So they're my settings. Some people have been asking what controller do I use. I use the SCUF Instinct Pro. I believe this is the best Xbox pad on the market right now. So whether you're gaming on PC or the Xbox, I believe this is the pad to use. If you want to use my code, use code GaGOD at checkout, get yourself some discount. But honestly, this controller is the bee's knees. With the digital triggers, they will change your game dramatically, winning those close quarter gunfights by having that extra second of